In Aeternum, survival has always been a battle, but this time, death means more than just defeat. Welcome to the Season of Divide, New World Aeternum's most brutal challenge yet, including, yes, you guessed it, a hardcore seasonal world. This hardcore seasonal world is going to be a limited time server that's going to launch in early June, where essentially every decision you make could potentially be your last. But if you make the right decision, you're going to end up with a ton of rewards. New World's definition of a hardcore server might be a little bit different than we expect, though, and that's because if your character dies, it does not get deleted. Instead, it actually gets additional attribute points and gets buffed every time it dies. However, if your character does die even once, you lose the ability to unlock a handful of exclusive rewards, which essentially is most likely the whole reason you're playing on this hardcore server, anyways. So, again, the overall goal is to not die at all. And this will be challenging because it sounds like certain rewards will be unlocked by completing the Gorgon raid or completing high level mutations. And we all know that it can be a bit challenging, especially based on the group we're in. So keep that in mind as well. The next portion of this video, I really want to kind of highlight some of the best practices to keep in mind when we do get closer to this hardcore server and actually jump into it. Friendly reminder, if you are a player of New World Aeternum or just like keeping up to date with what's new, consider hitting that subscribe button because I've got a whole lot more content coming soon. As we get closer and closer to the official launch of these hardcore servers, we're going to get more information, but we do know some stuff today. For example, when it comes to artifacts, instead of being limited to one type of artifact for a armor piece, a jewelry piece, and a weapon, you now will be able to have a full slot and a full set of artifacts regardless of what they are and where they are. So realistically, you want to get every single artifact slot filled with an artifact, and you're going to want to focus really on what your end goal is, right? Maybe you want to focus on lifesteal and constitution. Maybe you want to focus on a heavy DPS ranged build where you can level up at ease from a distance without any risk from getting attacked by foes. Regardless, though, you want to really just keep an eye on your overall build because you should be utilizing an artifact in every single slot. Plus, keep an eye out for your consumables. Use as many health potions as you can just to survive. You're going to want to use oak flesh. You're going to want to use honing stones. Really, any type of consumable that can help your overall survivability. And of course, attribute food as well. Again, we're going to get more information regarding how exactly the hardcore server is going to be set up. But again, maybe with the enhanced leveling experience that's also going to be coming, you want to keep a distance, get a bow out, and just level slow and steady this way. I do recommend that if you are extremely sweaty and really, really want to do this right, maybe find a good group with a powerful healer. Again, if you die, you're going to lose the ability to pick up a handful of rewards. You're not going to want to start over. You're just going to want to really just grind it out, get everything accomplished, and then move on. One thing I do want to call out too is that in the recent dev video, the team members shared that realistically, you should be able to do this in regards to the overall leveling experience up to 65 just in a weekend. I think they mentioned like 4 to 6 hours, maybe even sooner if you're experienced. And hey, even if you're not experienced and you're just really, really hesitant on leveling, you can even gain XP from just gathering resources. As we get more and more information, I will be pushing out more and more content. If you do plan on playing on the hardcore server, go ahead and consider subscribing to this channel. I plan on going pretty heavy with some of the content just to make sure we can all get as many of the rewards as possible. So that's going to include best strategies for the overall leveling experience, as well as the best strategies to unlock some of the highest tiered rewards, including the Gorgon's raid without dying. So just keep a lookout for that because I've got a lot more content coming your way. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.